So I just got done listening to Alyssa Slotkin, the Democratic representative, giving the response to Donald Trump's joint session in Congress. Democrats, this ain't it. One of the most canned responses I've ever seen given after a joint session in Congress. There's a whole list of items. Let's just go through it. She talks about American exceptionalism. This is George Bush, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney type era language. If you believe Americans are exceptional, we're either all special or nobody's fucking special. And I've come to the conclusion, watching the political environment, Americans aren't fucking special. We're human beings who have flaws like everyone else. And her saying that Donald Trump doesn't believe in American exceptionalism, you can accuse Donald Trump of a lot of things. I think Donald Trump thinks that Americans are awesome, especially the ones who give him money. I know Democrats are really good, and she was exceptionally good at saying a lot of words with no actual plans behind them. This incrementalism by the Democrats is the reason Donald Trump got elected. When she talks about the border, it gives me the vibes of the Johnny come lately type of shit. I mean, Donald Trump has been the one talking about the border for a long time. And since it's now politically expedient for you to be like, hey, maybe we should do something about our southern border and not just ram it through just before election time, these people are full of shit. And it seems to me the Democrats are going with the strategy of let's hope Trump actually hangs himself politically. I mean, James Carville, the Democratic strategist who got Bill Clinton elected, was just like, hey, Democrats need to stand down and just let Donald Trump destroy Medicaid if he actually goes in that direction. People can see that canned response and they're like, we just want normal again. Well, unfortunately, you have Donald Trump for the next 4 years. And I said it during election time. Kamala Harris is not the change agent in this election. It's Donald Trump, whether that's good or bad. I think Democrats could actually do really well if they actually campaigned on something that people wanted. I don't know, paid paternity leave, public option for health care. Oh, I don't know, the ultimate one. Hey, we want to get rid of Citizens United and get money out of politics because we feel the system is actually rigged and these are the people rigging it. And it's beautiful to me that they come out there and say, oh, Donald Trump's rich billionaire friends. You guys are just mad because your side of the oligarchs actually lost this time. It's actually refreshing to see people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg who are just out in the open being like, yeah, we purchased the US government, rather than having other nameless executives who purchase the government whenever you guys are in charge. Stop pretending that you care about billionaire money. The newly elected chairman of the DNC said, we'll take good billionaires' money. See how disconnected you guys are? You can't say Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and all the other techno bros are like, oh, it's only bad when they purchase the government. We're the responsible people in charge. Joe Biden said something similar to this after he was elected. He's like, the adults are in charge now. Well, how great did that go? Seems like the adults in charge, quote unquote, don't care about us either. And don't say you're here for working class Americans if your former top political strategist just said, hey, Democrats should roll over and just play dead. And I do think some of Donald Trump's policies will eventually come back to bite him in the ass, especially if he wants to instigate trade wars with everybody, which Donald Trump even acknowledged to some extent in his address to Congress. He was like, there's going to be some disruption. Talk about the farmers who got screwed out of their funding because the Inflation Reduction Act money that was promised to them was taken away by Elon Musk. Talk about the cancer research that was taken away. Stop just talking about USAID, which is just a way for the United States to exert soft power into the world. No one gives a shit about geopolitics besides assholes like me on the internet. Because you know what the average American sees? They see Donald Trump trying to end the war in Ukraine. He's going about it, in my opinion, totally the wrong way by trying to appease Putin. But we're going to put that to the side. And something brilliant during that speech, Donald Trump pointed out, oh, look, Pocahontas wants to fund it for another 5 years. You know what the average American sees when he does that? That you guys care more about the borders of Ukraine than you do about your fellow Americans. But maybe the Democrats are actually trying to lose on purpose. I can't see how they send this woman out there who's just kind of a reincarnation of Kamala Harris saying, hey, we basically agree with Donald Trump on a lot of things. We're just disagreeing with the way he does it. If someone voted for Donald Trump and they take a look at that and they're not someone who just loves Donald Trump no matter what he does, seems to me the other guy was on message the whole time. You don't have any ideas to make our lives better because everyone is beholden to the same group of donors. The only difference is Team Red won this time. So if I would actually come out there and I was actually the Democratic messaging strategist, I would say, hey, we're going to get money out of politics. Hey, we're actually going to pass a public option. We're going to get paid maternity leave. And we're going to do our best to try to root out all corruption in every level of government. Rather than doing the Elon Musk, let's just hack away at the government and hope for the best. Stop saying Donald Trump is just bad. I think the people who already support Democrats get it. They don't like Donald Trump. But you need to appeal to the people who are undecided, who are actually true independents, who are skeptical of government, but it can also acknowledge that government can provide services that we do need. We need the postal service. We need to be the leaders of the free world, but we have to take care of our problems here as well. But at the end of the day, I'm just screaming into the ether. Democrats haven't learned shit, obviously, by putting this woman out there. She's as canned responses as Kamala Harris. And their only strategy is hopefully Donald Trump inflicts enough pain on Americans for them to come crawling back to us. I'm not so sure that's going to work. I think the most likely outcome is people are just going to be like, you know what? Fuck Democrats. Fuck Republicans. I just don't care anymore. Why bother voting? The Unity Party's always in control. And that's why Donald Trump won, because he's not one of these people.